on, get on your feet and clap your hands. 2, 3, 4. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there is a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain that you've been through. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. Well, what are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Come on in. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you are welcome here. No matter where you've been, come on in. Woo, come on in. Come on in.
Good morning, and welcome to Unity of Sarasota, where we are an inclusive spiritual community that embraces empowering and life-affirming practical spirituality for richer living right now. My name is Stephen Butler, and I am your platform assistant for today. Please join me in reading our mission statement. We are a beacon of light and love, opening minds, touching hearts, transforming lives. Our Sunday speaker today is award-winning author and unity minister, as well as a former vice president of Silent Unity, Reverend Linda Martello-Whitsitt. She is the author of the following publications: How to Pray Without Talking to God, Divine Audacity, This Life is Yours, and Discover Your Divinity. Now be sure to get your copy of one of these excellent books after service in our fellowship hall. And now Reverend Linda will lead us in our opening prayer.
Is it not on?
There you go.
Oh, I have a magic button here. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Let's open with prayer. If you close your eyes, open your heart, open your big heart right now to the glory of this morning. Whatever you brought in with you, whatever cares and concerns, just hold them gently. Just lift them up. Whatever intentions you brought with you this morning, lift them up. And as you choose to open your heart and your mind, discover the infinity of all power that is all around you and that you can find within your own being. Notice that there is nothing that is impossible. And so those cares and concerns, you'll hold them so gently that they work themselves out in divine love, life, wisdom, and all your spiritual capacities. For you are divine, and we are divine. So as we celebrate this glorious morning, we support one another in prayer, in service, and in every way. For we are one, are we not? We are one. And so it is, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
If you are here for the first time, our ushers have a special gift for you. So please stand and remain standing so we can find out your name and where you're from. No, there they are. Oh, look at that. Great, let's go ahead and start right here in the front row. And your name and where you're from.
Marion, and I'm from Palm Beach.
Thank you, Marion, from Palm Beach, yes.
Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm from Annapolis, Maryland.
Welcome, Sue.
I'm Grace, and I'm from Tucson.
Grace from Tucson, thank you. Welcome, Grace. Thank you. In your welcome package, the shell represents, there's a shell necklace, and it is put together with one string that demonstrates the oneness of us all. And the shells represent our individual connection with spirit. Now be sure to wear your necklace and join us in the fellowship hall after service. By wearing it, our friends can acknowledge you and give you a special Unity of Sarasota welcome. Now, the welcome packet also gives you information about Unity. We would love the opportunity to stay in touch with you, so please fill out the welcome card and drop it in the offering basket, or you can drop it in the box in the fellowship hall. Now, is there anyone here for the second time that has returned after their first? No one? Okay, that's quite all right. And for the rest of us, welcome home. Yes, and for those of us who are out there in internet land, we're video recording this, actually we're recording it, live streaming it right now, so let's just wave to our friends out there in internet land. Hello, everyone. Thank you. So here are the happenings at Unity. We want to thank you to the gracious people at Unity for another stellar month of food donations for the All Faiths Food Bank. We provided 90 pounds of food to our area's hungry families in the month of March. So a big hooray for us. Another thank you goes out to all of you who are contributing to our Easter potluck next Sunday. Now remember to see Sarah and let her know what you are bringing, or feel free to sign up in the fellowship hall. We all know that everything is energy, even money. Did you know that your relationship with money affects every area of your life? Now, if you want to gain mastery of how this works with this powerful energy, then we invite you to sign up for Reverend Elizabeth's class, The Energy of Money. Now, this class will run weekly for 5 weeks, beginning April 30th at 1 p.m., and be sure to sign up in the fellowship hall. And also, let's please join Reverend Elizabeth this coming Sunday, or actually coming week, for Good Friday, April 18th at noon in the sanctuary for meditation service and sound bowls with Sally Salmons. And now, please stand as we sing our Unity song.
Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard. Every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold on deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one life to lead the way, all loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are unity.
And please remain standing and join us while we're reading our statement of being. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, who is perfect life, perfect intelligence, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. You are an individualized expression of God. We are an individualized expression of God. You may be seated. Today's daily word is Palm Sunday. And the affirmation is, on Palm Sunday, I celebrate the divine presence within. Today is Palm Sunday, the commemoration of Jesus' arrival in Jerusalem that symbolizes the awakening of the spirit of the Christ awareness and in humankind. Those who followed Jesus into Jerusalem shouted, "Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord." Imagining this joyous scene, I feel inspired to follow Jesus' actions and express more and more of the love, peace, joy, and light of my Christ nature. As Holy Week begins, I open my heart and mind to more fully embody and share the Christ of my being. I feel blessed knowing others around the world are doing the same. Together, we bring peace and healing to the world and to one another, fulfilling the promise of Jesus. And from John 12, verse 13. So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, "Hosanna! Blessed is he who has come in the name of the Lord."
All right, we're going to do a song, and you can all sing along with me as we prepare for the meditation. Go ahead and put the lyrics up so we can. We create love. We create love. We're remembering. We're awakening. And we create love. Let's do joy, or do peace. Here we sing along. And we create peace. We create peace. We're remembering. We're awakening. And we create peace. Do joy now. We create joy. We create joy. We're remembering. We're awakening. And we create joy. Love, or one, we create one. We create one. We're remembering. We're awakening. And we create one. Love. We create love. We create love. We're remembering. We're awakening. And we create love.
One of our foundational practices in unity is meditation. So I'm going to invite you to devote a couple of minutes with me now to enter into a time of reflection and inner prayer. Just pay attention to your own breath and draw it in from the atmosphere around you, that kingdom of the heavens that Jesus spoke about. Draw your breath from there. And as you breathe in, know that this is the spirit of life. It is your life. And every breath enriches the cells of your body, as well as the mentality, as well as your feeling nature, your nervous system. Everything is blessed by the breath. And with each exhalation, send that breath down into your body, out your fingers and toes. Let it spread into the atmosphere, because your breath is the breath. Inhale, wholeness of life. Exhale, sending awareness of wholeness throughout your body. Bathe in divine life. And as you shift your focus from the world around you to the inner experience of life, just have a gentle awareness of a question, a confusion, something that you're seeking clarity about. Just bring it to mind lightly. And here in this period of meditation, we're here to recognize that God is the power and the capacity for understanding. It's not that God is a being that understands. It's more that God is the infinite capacity of understanding. So focus your awareness on your forehead, on the frontal lobe, the seat of understanding in physicality. That energy center from which emits our capacity to have insight. And affirm the truth by the power of spiritual understanding. I see. Affirm this to yourself. By the power of spiritual understanding, I see. So for a few moments, we're going to open our spiritual eyes to see something that is true related to that question of yours, related to that issue. And not to force it, but just to invite it as we sit for a moment in the silence of spiritual understanding. By that power of understanding, let me see. Knowing that God is the capacity of all understanding, and knowing that I am in my state of oneness with the divine, I am understanding. And now I ask myself, how do I make that real in my life? How do I realize it in my thoughts and in my actions? By the power of spiritual understanding, I see. I can understand the essential benevolence of life. That there's nothing ever against me, that life is for me. Through understanding, I can see beyond the appearance of any circumstance and see underneath it the truth of wholeness. I can look beyond someone's words or actions, and I can see their innocence in truth. I can see my own innocence as well. Through understanding, I can breathe easily as I see in a fresh way. I see all that cannot be seen with only human eyes. I see spiritually. I can become an embodiment of spiritual understanding in my life. This can be cause for great appreciation, and so I invite you now to generate appreciation. Feel the sense of refreshment that comes from knowing I have spiritual power. I am understanding, and I can embody it in my experiences. Wow. Understanding eradicates anxiousness, doubt, hesitation. I can go forward with confidence in my life because I see through spiritual eyes. So grateful for this period of deep reflection, for understanding, for my ability to embody it. In gratitude, I say amen, amen, amen.
Would you just sing this with me? Some point in the song, we'll do it together. So walk down this mountain with your heart held high. Walk down this mountain with your heart held high. That's all you got to do. I'll tell you when. It's a better place standing high upon this mountain. I've seen your face full of the light that only this height can show. A blessed hand is what you've been given, but you've been given all you'll ever need to know. So walk down this mountain with your heart held high, following the footsteps of your Maker. With all the love that's gone before you and these people at your side, if you offer up your broken cup, you will taste the meaning of this life. Hey, hey. Well, it's common ground, and I see we're all still standing. Just look around, and you'll find the very face of God. It's walking down from the distance. It's walking down to where the people are. So walk down this mountain with your heart held high, following the footsteps of your Maker. All the love that's gone before us and these people at your side. If you offer up your silver cup, you will taste the meaning of this life. Standing in a place of peace, and this is how the world should be. Here we go now. Walk down this mountain with your heart held high. Walk down this mountain with your heart held high. How the world should walk down this mountain with your heart held high. How the world should be. So walk down this mountain with your heart held high, following the footsteps of your Maker. all the love that's gone before us and these people at your side. You offer up your golden cup. You will taste the meaning of this life. Ooh, yeah. How the world should be. How the world should walk down this mountain with your heart held high. Walk down this mountain with your heart held high. Oh, the world should be. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Reverend Linda Martella Whitsitt. Her Palm Sunday message promises to be a memorable one in ways that would make sense of the Easter metaphysics. And we're going to learn from Jesus, who was the master of the waves. Award-winning New Thought author and Unity minister, Reverend Linda, teaches that we are here to be the light of the world. Her message promotes humanity's innate capacities with which to respond to life's circumstances in spiritual maturity. Linda is retired from the executive team at Unity World Headquarters, where she served as the vice president of Unity's 24/7 global prayer ministry, Silent Unity. In years prior, Reverend Linda served Unity communities in Omaha, Nebraska, and, there you go, Omaha, and San Antonio, Texas. So, all right, and San Antonio right over there. Well, we go, representation in the house. So, and once again, please be sure to check out the Reverend Linda's books and her display in the fellowship hall, where you can get your copy of How to Pray Without Talking to God, Divine Audacity, Your Life is Yours, and Discover Your Divinity. Friends and family, Reverend Linda.
You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Oh, what a thrill to be back with you again. Thank you, and happy Palm Sunday. When I was a girl, I grew up on the East Coast, Northeast. I grew up outside of Philadelphia. Yeah. Once a year, well, no, maybe twice a year, in the summer months, my father, who worked, 6.5 days a week, would have the whole family, and I was one of 7 kids, so there were 9 of us packed into the station wagon. Remember the old station wagons with the wooden trim on the sides, and the third seat in the back that faced the back? Yeah, we packed that thing, and my mother would empty the entire closet of towels to bring with us. You can imagine how we were packed for the day. And we would go to the Jersey Shore, right? Particularly Atlantic City in the days well before casinos arrived there, right? Yeah, when it was actually a beach, Well, my dad loved the water. He grew up swimming, and he was strong and all that. My mom would sit under an umbrella the whole day, and you couldn't find her because she was wrapped in all the towels. She didn't want sun anywhere near her, and she'd just sit there like that. But we loved the water. We were in the water. So I was young. I just remember this one day. I probably was like 10 or 11, out in the water enjoying the surf. I was having so much fun until I wasn't, until there was an undertow. It was late in the day, and the undertow was pulling at me, and I didn't know how to escape it. So I found myself drifting further and further from the shoreline and unable to, with my own power, to get myself back, I became very afraid. You can imagine. I don't know how my father noticed it, but all of a sudden he noticed Linda's floating away. So he came out and was my rescuer, right? He grabbed me, he pulled me back into the shore, and then he said, I think it's time for some lessons. Right? He was my hero. So there were a couple of things that my dad taught me that I think are very relevant. We're going to get to Palm Sunday in a few minutes, but this is setting us up for it. He said this: when you feel an undertow, when you feel like you can't You can't get where you want to go. You have to lift your legs. You have to get your whole body up and let the wave carry you into the shore. Become a human boogie board, right? You've got to do that. Well, that was something I hadn't learned up until then. You know, if you're either going to do that or you're going to join Tom Hanks out on his raft. You know, you have to learn this skill. And then he said, and then where the breakers are going to crash, you've got a wave coming in your face. You've got to dive under. When the wave is too large for you, you can't just bob over it. You've got to go under. Now, to how many of you, when you first learned that, if you ever did that seem totally bizarre? I mean, it seems so counterintuitive. You want me to what? You want me to go deeper in the water? But it was a miraculous thing, wasn't it? When you do that, you go down and you feel this whoosh of the wave going over you. And you're perfectly content right there until you need to breathe next, right? And unfortunately, you can need to breathe just at the moment when the next wave is in your face. So you've got to really learn to pay attention and to maneuver in order to stay safe in the waves. Now, we don't deal with the waves on the West Coast. That's partly why we moved here. We're aging. We don't want to fight in the water. We want to float in the water, right? So that's why we're here. But then the East Coast up there is rough. It's a rough surf. All right, so then he's like, okay, well, when you want to get back to the shore, again, you got to make like a human boogie board, and you've got to float back in. And those who succeed in life have learned to master the waves. You know what I'm saying? You know, metaphysically, I'm a metaphysician. That is it. What do the riding the waves have to do with Palm Sunday? Well, that's what we're going to talk about next. You know, the final week of Jesus' life demonstrated very clearly that Jesus was a consummate wave master. You know, it sounds like a piece of exercise equipment, so maybe we'll say he was a master of the waves, right? He was masterful in managing all the things that were coming at him in that final week. Now, I want one caveat about this because you know, most of us come from a tradition that says Jesus was, you know, fully human like you and me, but Jesus was, quote, unlike you and me. Jesus was also divine, and so he had some special skills, right? And we also, I want this caveat, if you are a biblical scholar, you know that not everything that's written in these scriptures is necessarily factual, right? That every detail's not necessarily actually the way things happened, and the way we do it with Christmas, you know, that when Linus tells the whole Christmas story, that's cobbled together from 4 different gospel accounts, and they don't always necessarily agree, right? So why I'm saying that? Because I don't care about the facts. I care about the deeper meaning. What can we learn? It's like allegoric for us. What can we learn from what we have read and been taught about Jesus' final week on this planet? That's what I want to get to. He demonstrated that he knew that the waves of life are relentless. They just keep coming, right? And when we think in ignorance that maybe the waves will just stop, and we're surprised when the next one bombards us, aren't we? Yeah, and Jesus knew how to ride the waves. This is what I love. You know, he arrived in Jerusalem for Passover, which every good Jewish person did. He was going to the temple. It was his sacred responsibility to do that. He was on his way there. And you know what happened on Palm Sunday? His fans gathered around him as he was entering the city. You know, they worshiped him. They laid the palms down to cushion his footsteps. I mean, they were adoring him. And, you know, what did Jesus do? Jesus thought, this is a big wave. This is a big wave. Being so adored? Don't you know every fallen guru has experienced the temptations of that kind of adoration? Right? What did Jesus do? Well, I don't know if he had precognitive powers like the scriptures sort of prepare us to think, but he certainly could feel what was going on in Jerusalem, right? He could feel the heat that was on him as a teacher, right? He could feel something's up. At the very least, he could feel that. And so was he like taking in all this adulation? No. It's clear that he had a sense that today's adulation would become tomorrow's sorrow, right? He didn't take it personally. It says, as he came near to the city of Jerusalem, he wept over it. So Jesus didn't take in, oh, they love me, they adore me. No, he wept, and here's why he wept. He wept because he could see that the people were deluded. They were busy adoring him, right? The messenger, rather than going where he goes, to the source. You see? He's pointing to the source, and they're pointing to him and adoring him. And he's like, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You don't understand. And he wept over this. He felt the sorrow of that for himself. It's a big wave when you've been praised. It's a big wave. As a minister, I got a lot of praise, right? On Sundays, people leaving the sanctuary, and one person would, oh, that was just for me. And the next person, I didn't get it. Do you always talk about Jesus? I mean, can we talk about something else? You learn to, don't take any of that in, but just do what you're guided to do. And that's what Jesus did, right? He got up and he went to the temple. After he cried, after he wept, he went to the temple. In other words, he went into source. He went into his source, where his refreshment was, where understanding dawns, where he could remember what his mission was, what he was here for. You see? Well, there were so many waves that week, and you probably remember a lot of them. I mean, think about the Garden of Gethsemane. I mean, he's praying, if this could only just pass, but not my will. And most people, we can relate to Jesus' anguish, his humanity in that moment, can't we? I mean, if you sort of know something really bad is coming, you can feel the terror of it. And why would we think that he wouldn't feel that when he was human, just like you and me? I mean, who would not pray that prayer, right? We often think, though, that Jesus quickly dismissed this because it's just one sentence in the Bible, right? And the next sentence, he's fine, right? So we often don't realize, like, no big deal. But if you really continue to read, it says there's an angel that appeared in his anguish. He prayed more earnestly. He sweat like drops of blood. You hear the humanity, the feelings, a deep human anguish, a terror. Well, that was a wave that slammed right into Jesus, right? And he was swirling around in it. That's what that prayer was all about. But immediately upon coming up for air, he found the next wave was right in his face, because standing at the entrance was his good friend Judas, who approached him with his infamous kiss. A slap in the face, right? A wave in the face. And that was only the first of many degradations that Jesus was to experience over those final days, right? All too well depicted in horrifying detail in the 2004 Mel Gibson film. Remember that? The Passion of the Christ? Don't watch it if you hadn't seen it. It's brutal. I heard it described as an orgy of violence, and that's what it was like. Please don't watch it. It's really awful. But Jesus was subject to those things, to the beating, the crown of thorns, the mocking, the disappearance of his best friends. His closest followers deserted him. Whoever said sticks and stones may break my bones, you know that saying. I think they were wrong. I can only imagine, can you, that as much as Jesus suffered from the piercing of his body by whips and thorns and spears, he suffered as much, if not more terribly, from the realization that his close friends had turned on him. How would you feel? Jesus was real, a real human with real feelings. He also knew his divinity And that was his ability to manage those waves that week. Do you get that? It was his ability. Well, if we want to believe that Jesus wasn't touched by this, then we're making Jesus' consciousness unattainable by us. You see, because he was, and he said, I'm fully human. He also knew his divinity, and he taught us that we were to know that as well. Wow. So it's not just what Jesus must have felt that is important here. It's important what he did with this wave, right? Because in the middle of this, the kiss, the realization or recognition of what was happening, in the middle of this, Peter, in his anger, chopped off the ear of the servant of the high priest that was there to arrest him. Do you remember that? You read that in the scripture? Peter chopped off his ear, and Jesus was horrified. He turned and said, "What are you doing? What have you done here?" He was appalled at this moment of violence. His response to that wave, he laid his hand on the ear of that man who was there to arrest him and healed him. Jesus did that. Jesus, the Christ, standing in his Christ nature, knowing his divinity, did that. How many of us could say that we could do that? I have done it. Sometimes, scraping the wall, holding on, or biting my teeth, gnawing. Wow. Jesus teaches us a lot about how to handle the waves. Do you see where I was going with that? Yeah. And I believe Jesus never expected to be exempt from the waves. I mean, he didn't think, well, I'm spiritual. I don't have any problems. Nothing's going to happen to me bad. Oh. Have you ever thought that way? Gosh, if I just work hard enough spiritually, I'll be okay and nothing bad will ever happen. What a fallacy. What a fallacy. There's always another wave, is there not? Otherwise, life isn't happening, because that is life, the constancy of the wave action, the continuous movement, the flow, the energy. That's life. And our ability to navigate those waves is our spiritual capacity, right? Wow. Jesus got that, What he really wanted to do is just to show us how to be masterful, and he demonstrated in this way. So that's the best that we can do, right? And so if we get tired of doing the waves, we only have one option, is to just leave this planet, right? Because otherwise we have to learn how to be masterful. Yeah. Wow. You're here with such an incredible capacity to weather the changes ahead for you personally, the things that you're dealing with every day, and the things that you're dealing with in community, and in the country, in the world around you, the things that you're holding as intentions, the things that you see and that you feel is another wave coming your way. You have the capacity to be masterful at managing your experience. You hear me? You're taking that in. You have it in you to master the waves of your life. Yeah, take a breath around that. And join me in the classic way of saying, I got this. And this is from my days in Honolulu. Remember this, the shaka? Okay, everybody, shaka. Put your three inner hands together, wave this one and say, hang loose, hang loose. I got this next wave. That's what the surfers do. That's what Jesus did. And that's what you can do. Thank you for your attention, you friends. I'm so grateful for this time to share with you. Be well.
Thank you, Reverend Linda. Thank you so much. And don't forget, hang 10. All right. So I'd like to invite the ushers to come forward. Okay, there we go. And as the ushers come forward, I invite you to take your offering in your hands with the awareness that blessings come in the form of time, talent, and treasure. So please read with me our offertory blessing. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly.
Caught in a half-life, I'm caught alone, waking up to the sunrise and the radio. Feels like I'm bound up. What's holding me? Just praying today will be the day set free. Wanna live like there's no tomorrow. I wanna dance like nobody's around. I wanna sing like nobody's listening before I lay my body down. I want to give like I have plenty. I wanna love like I'm not afraid. I wanna be the one I was meant to be. I wanna be the way I was made. Woo! Made in your likeness. I'm made with your hands. I'm made to discover who you are and who I am. And if I've forgotten, just help me to find all that you promised. Oh, let it be in my life. I wanna live like there's no tomorrow. I wanna dance like nobody's around. I wanna sing like nobody's listening. I wanna love like I'm not afraid. I wanna give like I have plenty before I lay my body down. I wanna be the one I was meant to be. I wanna be the way I was made. Be the way I was made. Oh, the way I was made. I wanna live like there's no tomorrow. I wanna dance like nobody's around. I wanna sing like nobody's listening till I lay my body down. And I wanna give like I've got plenty. I wanna love like I'm not afraid. No, I wanna be the one I was meant to be. I wanna be the way I was made. I wanna be the way I was made. I wanna be like I was made. Yeah, we can do it.
Now we come to a point where we get to bless our children. Now, most of our children are probably in the Sunday in little church there in the back there. But at the same time, we also want to honor and bless the child within us as well. So please join me as we sing, "We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we see you, Spirit, in you." Thank you. Also, just know that we have wonderful prayer chaplains here to pray with you. If you're growing through something, I'm not going to say going through something, but you are growing through something, our prayer chaplains are here to hold the high watch for you and pray with you. So the prayer chaplains will be here in the front here at your service, okay? So please, ladies and gentlemen, let's join us now as we sing our peace song. Prayer for protection and then the peace song, rather. How about that? Okay.
The light
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.